Hey guys, it's Ben. So for this exploration project, I chose the option of breaking a social norm. And so I thought about it a lot, tried to come up with something. I guess I was looking for something profound to do, and then honestly, I kind of stumbled upon it today when I was getting lunch. I decided to get a 6-inch sub at Subway instead of a 12-inch, and I know that sounds really simple. But honestly, there was kind of a battle that went on in my head about it. I've always been an athletic guy. I've always been a guy who eats a lot because I needed to eat a lot. And that's been part of my identity. And it's been reinforced because a lot of people will say, oh, you're a boy, you need to eat up. And so, well, I was thinking about, honestly, there's really, a 12-inch is honestly too much, and a 6-inch is exactly right for me, but I still try to convince myself that this is what I'm supposed to do, and so I end up getting a 12-inch more often than a 6-inch. And so what I thought was really interesting for me was the battle that was going on in my head. What that I could make logical arguments as to why to get a 6-inch sub. I don't need a 12-inch physically. I could save a little bit of money by getting a 6-inch. And get other stuff because it's more balanced. So very logical, very normal arguments. And yet, because I was so deeply socialized in his mindset that I'm an athletic boy, I needed to get a 12-inch sub, it was incredibly difficult for me to actually get a 6-inch sub. And so I know, like I said, I know that seems trivial, but the fact that my mind, I felt that the process was in no way trivial. I think of like all these bigger things that I consider normal. I don't know. A big thing for me is like women fighting in the military. I struggle with that just because I think of being a father and a son or daughter fighting in it. I would rather my son to fight than my daughter. And I know that sounds, I don't know. It's just the way I think, and it's tough for me to overcome that. Now going back to that, I just think of how tough it is for someone who is a certain way and they have to overcome these socialized norms, these gender norms that they're just surrounded by constantly. Someone who has who believes who's gender transient. I just think it's just that struggle, even when you're so certain of one thing, that you're right about it, because you're so deeply socialized another way, it's incredibly difficult. So I think as a teacher, just paying attention, I know just not being overtly gender normative. I mean, there are things that you have to rest your mindset in biology and not necessarily in society, in societal thought process. And yeah, it was remarkable that something that small for me was such a battle. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. I know, like I said, sounds trivial. It is what it is. Thanks, everybody.